Skyrim, Fallout, gamer excitement.
At least it usually is when these names come up. But, yeah, Skyrim's like 6 years old next month, and has been excessively covered and covered again several times. Same with Fallout 4. It's newer, but still been covered like a hot dog in a bun. I was talking to a buddy with my last weekend, and we started talking about Skyrim, followed immediately by Fallout 4. He doesn't really care for Skyrim, but he loves Fallout 4, and I'm vice versa. Now admittedly, I have not given Fallout 4 a fair chance yet, but seeing as I just started up Skyrim again, we got to talking about how those games start out. And I noticed a few things were similar. Okay, maybe not gameplay-wise, or abilities-wise, or story-wise, but the way you start out is almost always the same. Then I got to thinking about Fallout 3, New Vegas, Oblivion. Hey everyone, Eezore here, and today I'm going to be covering starting out in...
Insert Bethesda game name here.
I know, weird, right? Here are a few tips and tricks for starting out in any Bethesda game that is 3D. No, seriously, they all pretty much start the same way. Spoilers, I guess. Number 1. Get to your main hub. Skyrim has Whiterun, Fallout 3 has Megaton, Fallout 4 has Diamond City or Sanctuary? Notice the question mark and upscaled voice to signify my unsurety? Once you get there, you figure out where the main shops are, and any side quests you can start/finish, and, if it's good, look into the crafting and repair mechanics. Basically, they throw the city at you to do just this. Plant your feet and learn the mechanics. There's always a tutorial, but it's usually all scripted anyway. Oh, and try to get a house. Mainly to store stuff. At least figuring out somewhere that is a permanent place. Tip number 2. Look at your skill tree/abilities, and really decide what you want to be when you grow up. Do you want to be a stealthy assassin character? Maybe a full-blown heavy weapons and armor beefcake? You want to pick locks and computers? Or just be a mage. Choose your path right off the bat, figure out the strategy, and stick to it. I mean, really set up a battle plan. Write it down on a notepad or a Word doc so you can stay on track. Now, be careful, because sometimes you think something will work great, doesn't mean you will. That leads me into tip number 3. Start off safe. For example, being a mage in Skyrim is hard as hell to start off with. You have no magicka, your spells suck, you die quick. So maybe start off with something more familiar, like a sneaky archer for example. So you have something to play and do until you make it to Grandmaster level. Same thing with Fallout. Play it safe until you can be all you can be. Tip number 4. Find your first follower. In Skyrim, it's Lydia. You get her pretty early into the story, so get her quick. In Fallout, it's usually a dog. Grab the follower and bring them with. They basically play babysitter, true, but it's always better with a buddy. Bring them with until you don't need them. It's really up to your playstyle. I always do a sneaky archer thief thing, so a follower usually just gets me in the way, especially when I'm trying to sneak. But since I'm a sneaky archer, I die really quick until mid-level 40-ish, so yeah, struggle bus. Tip number 5. Choose one thing to do and stick to it. Now I don't mean abilities or stats or perks or anything like that. I mean quest-wise. These open world games can destroy you if you're thorough or like to do everything. By all means, try things out, but don't play 3 hours in the game while going back and forth between 3 spots. Explore at a pace that is comfortable, and be aware that you can just say no to doing a quest you just picked up. Final tip, have fun. These games are meant to be played your way, in your style, to suit your frustrating needs. In the end, do what you want with trial and error. Just be aware that you might not like the game because it's hard with the particular choices you've made or playstyle you do. And there you have it. Remember, this is just a few of my tips for starting out in any Bethesda game that is 3D, and as such should be taken with a grain of salt. Mainly because I'm salty, but also because there's no right or wrong way to play this video game. There's just some general advice to get your feet planted, kind of get your ears wet, as they say. I don't really know why they say that, but they do. And just kind of get started in these games. It really kind of helps to narrow your objective down too, because these games are so massive and so open world. Hope you enjoy this. If you did, give me a like. If you have other advice for starting out in open world games from Bethesda, go ahead and leave that in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see how everyone else starts their games. These are just some of my tips and tricks personally that I always use. So if this is your first time here, consider subscribing. Typically make content around video games and achievements. Occasionally throw some silly stuff in there. I've been Eezore, and until next time, keep your story going.